Hi, this is Michael from Database Streams. What we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of forms and a subform in this lesson number 6. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so open up our simple charts form. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this form here, right, formats form, but we're going to have to check it because I think there's a little error in the current version of Access, so I need to check it every time. Alright. Copy it, right, and paste, right, and just change the name of it to labels, because we're doing labels list, right? Okay, design. Alright, now we've got to change the name, caption to labels. Alright. Now one other thing I did do, or I forgot to do, go there, design. Now I forgot to change some properties on the last form, so we need to add scroll bars, alright, vertical. Now I need to give these a generic name, or I'm not going to on this one because it might be why the error is coming. So I'm just going to, alright, so let's try it on this one. Alright, so we need to change it to scroll bars to vertical, alright, this, and change this label name. Alright, and we're going to create a new query. Alright, query, and pull it across there, labels. I always sort them ascended. You see what I did there? I double click the top, right, and then dragged all the fields across. Right, and save as QRY labels list. Alright. Now I know that query is actually for all the labels. Now what we want to do is we want to change the. I was giving this a generic name, so. But now I'm going to change it. Right, label name, copy, and txt underscore label name. Alright, and format ID. So we don't want format ID, we want label ID. I just copy the name and update it. Alright, and that should be the delete button. The code for the delete button is generic. It'll work in all the list forms, so we don't need to worry about it. Alright, that's all. It's all the same. All we need to do is update this. This label is not in use and cannot be deleted. Alright, because that way, if you actually got a label in another table, like the charts table, and you're trying to delete it from this list, you don't want them silly messages that I showed you on the last one. Alright, save it and close it. Alright, now you might want to make it a little bit bigger. There you go. There. Alright. There we've got two labels in there I've added already, alright? And there's a vertical scroll bar. Alright. Now your labels you want to make it a little bit bigger. Control S to save it. Size. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy that one. Alright, you can copy each one as you do it. And paste. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the artist types. Artist types list, alright? Which is this one here, design. Alright, so this will be this one here, that list there. Alright, so let's just quickly get to it. Alright, what we need to do is we need to add a field to this. Alright, so when you create a table and you define what type of field it is, like a text field or number or whatever, right. Let's go look design. Yes. So when you actually assign this, right, it also knows what control to assign to it. As you can see, it's got tick boxes there. All right. So, but also it will use that for the forms, making it a lot quicker for you. Go to existing field. Oh no, we can't do that at the moment because we need to actually update the data source, don't we? Because we still got on. We need to create another data source for it. Duh. Alright, so let's go to links. Now we want artist types in there. As you see, there's 3 fields in that one, so just drop them all in there. And artist type is ascending. Now save it. We are going to use this query again. Limit QRY artist type. Okay. And close. Yes. Alright, so that should actually. There you go. Now you see there's little dot triangles in the corners because the names are wrong. Let's go to change the names. So we want artist type ID. Alright. And label ID. Change label ID to artist type ID. Alright. It's a lot quicker than actually creating a new form from scratch. Now we've got to create our other field. And as I was trying to say a minute ago, where I messed up, is it will create the actual control we need. In this case it's a tick box. So let's cut that there, the label. Alright. And just click on the form header and paste. But you want it up there. Alright. And align to the left. There you go. And just change the name of it a little bit. Let's get rid of that bit. Now we need to adjust the size of this border around it. Alright. Because it's obviously going to be using a list. Alright, and go there. Right, we also need to do, we're going to need to tie this up a little bit later. We're going to need to go to, where is it, formats, divide lines, alright? Because otherwise you'll have that control there, have nothing, no dividing lines under it. But we'll have to play around with that a little bit later, the whole thing. But all I want to do is I want to get the thing working for you, so you can start adding data as soon as you can. Alright, you can add your types and things like that through these lists and your formats and now your labels, right? You can add some default ones if you want. As you can see, I've added a few types, and I've got the caption wrong, but I'll do it in a minute. Alright, so that's your types. You can change them. Alright, the combination artists, as you see, is I've set the actual assignment to yes in the table, so it creates it automatically ticks it, because most of them actually will be yes. So there's your formats, there's your labels, alright, and now you've got your artist types. So now what we want to do is we want to copy the formats again. Copy. Oh no, let's finish off that, because I've got a caption to sort out. Alright. There you go. Now let's copy this formats again. Copy. Copy. And paste. Now this is gonna be a subform. So what we're gonna do is we'll put a Z in front of it, right, a bit uppercase Z, and then it'll be formats, types. Alright. Right, you see that? See that's what's name. Now what we need to do is we need to let's change this first. We're going to use the table on this as a record source. All right. So it'll be easier. We don't need to filter it or anything. It'll be easier for that. Artist types, there we are. Now you can see all the fields have gone funny again. Let's just adjust the actual controls. As you can see, it's got artist ID and type ID. Now we want, for the combo box, which you go there, change to combo box, you want type ID, and change the actual format ID to artist ID. Alright. Now because we changed that to a combo box, alright, we need to change the name of it. So we want CBO for combo underscore and artist types. Alright. And just now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go and get some code, but I'm not going to be able to completely add a, or I'm going to get an error. I'll get an error in a minute, but I need to add some code to this so I can actually show you how you can add things for the list. Alright. Yes. We need to update the controls a bit more. Probably. Yeah. Alright. I'm rushing a bit, so there you go. That's our combo box. But what we're going to want to do is design, and we're going to go to format and click on that there. Alright. There you go. Alright, so we can update our combo box as well. Now, the combo box doesn't use the same record source as this. That one's got the artist and types, right? Now, the combo box is actually linked to the artist and types. If we go to relationships, you can see artist and types there is linked to record and artists, and also artist types there. Alright, so basically we're putting that in the combo box, which is going to fill that table there. Alright, no, we don't want to save that. So what we want to do is we want to go to row source, and in this case we want query artist types, right? Because we already use that, and also we want to change the column count to 2, even though there's 3 in the actual artist types. It doesn't matter. It'll only use 2, right? That's all we want. But we know the order they're in. And 0 centimeters. Alright, and we want, what's the size of the control? 4.9, 4.6, so we say 4.5 centimeters. Alright, but that's the size of that's the width of the actual control there. Alright, so then if we save that, and there's your list. Now if I try and add something in there, I'll show you what can what happened. Just go to design view. I just want to show you something else. Right, in the events you got not in list, right? But you have to make sure that you have your allow limit to list act as yes. If you change that to no, then not the require in list. It'll let you add things into the list, into the table, but you'll get an error in this case. Alright, so you must have that as yes. So let's just try and add something. Let's just do GGG. Alright, see, you can't add this item in the list, so you have to actually select something. Now I'm going to get an error because I haven't got an artist ID assigned to this, but it's designed as a subform. Alright, so see, I'm going to get an error. It's looking for the artist, it's asking for the artist ID. So click there. Alright, and so there's no actual artist title. Now what we need to do is we need to go and get some code. So let's create, and we want to create a module. Alright, you must make sure that you got your option explicit up there. Alright, and save it as mod global. These all the code in this one will be used throughout the whole program. Alright, so they'll be referenced from everywhere. Alright, and save it. Alright. Now what we want to do is we want to go and get some code, some lovely code. Alright, let's go to the code library. Now there's two functions we want. We want the proper case. As you can see, I'll show you now. We use this function here. We're going to use this function here. So open it up there. So, expand. As you can see, it's got a requirements there of proper case. So we need to go and get the proper case first. So let's go and get that. And that will be in string manipulation, because obviously it's going to alter the string or a text. Alright, so open it up and expand. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to copy that. So select and copy. Alright. Now in our module, just give it space because I've got to put the other one in top of that, but I'll explain it in a minute. I'll just paste that in, save it. Whenever you do these, save regularly and compact. See, if there's nothing in the actual string that's actually type or artist type, then it will just exit the function. It will ignore it. But if again you've got optional here, you don't actually have it because I've set up a default of 5. If the length of the type is less than 5 characters, it won't actually alter it and put it as uppercase. That's this bit here that does it. Alright, so if it's 4 characters or less, or less than 5 characters, i.e. 1 to 4, then it'll exit the function and return the text as it was. Otherwise, it will change all the first one to uppercase. Alright, the first letter. And then the rest of it will get a count of the actual this total length of the string or text you've actually entered, and then start looping through it. But if there is any of these here, if it finds any of these characters, it will automatically put a uppercase in front of the next one. Alright, so if there's a space, the next character will be uppercase. If there's a minus sign, next character will be uppercase. Or a dot, next character, blah blah. Alright, so it's always uppercased. The reason I've got that optional for is because some artists' names or some artists they're abbreviations like WDS or whatever that they prefer them uppercase, so you try and keep it correct. But I'll show you how to disable it actually completely in a minute. Right, now also what we want is we want to go back to our code library and we want to go to combo boxes. Alright, back to our combo boxes. Open up this field list 1 item. Alright, now copy this, select all, copy, alright, and paste that into above the function, above this proper case function. Alright, give it now the reason you've got it done above is I've got some constants here which I created for the lookup functions or the auto field list functions. Alright, so all the auto field functions use these constants, and there's a couple of other variables there, alright, which is integer and a record set variable which I use sometimes, or in this case I use it here. Alright, so they're up there, they're usable by all of them, and it's actually usable by the whole program because it's actually in a module underneath the options explicit. So what we do here, this is the part here that relates to the proper case. Now I'm going to copy that for you and add it underneath and comment it out. Alright, but what I'm also going to do, I'm going to remove the proper case call. Alright, so if you don't want proper case, you comment that out, uncomment that one. Alright, and it'll do like normal. But I prefer the proper case. You'll see. I'll show you why in a minute. Right, that's right. Now it's got our call there. Now let's save that. Now the bit of code you want is, see, I've got here calling. On a lot of them, a lot of code I write, or I used to write, I put how you can call them as well. A lot of other people do as well. So you want to copy that. Go into form design. Right, now what we want to do is, because as you saw last time, I got an error when I tried to fill out. It wouldn't let me fill anything in the list. That's because the list, it's not text. It won't work like that. So what we want to do is we want to go to the not in list event. Alright, and click on that. You can actually put event procedure there and just open it up. You may find that you've actually got your set at macros, so make sure you click the not in list events, because I hate macros. Now we'll have some error handling to it in a minute. Alright, and let's remove that. Alright, so there you go, that's that. Alright, so now what we're going to do, this is actually, you don't need, that's the actual data that's been added to the actual control. You see it there, alright? And that's the response we get back from the boss name, which is handled there. So what we want to do is we want to go and get our table name. I'll have the error handling in a minute. I'll go and copy that in a minute. Alright, let's go table name, tables. Here we are. Now we want artist types, don't we? Alright, rename, copy. Alright, artist types, and table name there. Back that in there. It's just it's as simple as this. And design. Yes. Alright. Artist type ID. I copy it this way because you can't get it wrong if you're copying it. But you can if you actually try and type it in. The amount of times I've forgotten things. Oh no, that's wrong. Yep, no, that's wrong. Design. I was going to try and add it to the auto number field. Duh. It's easy to make mistakes on this thing. Right, so that's your autofill function done. Right, so let's go and get some code for that. Let's see if I've got any here. Have I got any here? No. Alright, so let's go and get some code. I could write this, but it's quicker just to copy something I want. Actually, no, I've already got it, ain't I? Do. Alright, so let's go to the module global. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to go down to this one and copy this. There's no point rewriting it because, you know, I've only just started this, so I'm actually, you get lost sometimes. Or it's easy for me to get lost a lot of times. Right, and place that into there. I always leave a space in between. Right, so you can actually identify things, so it makes it look neater. And go down the bottom there, and copy from handle exit down to the end select, and paste that in there. You'll soon know if you get an error. I'm going to get an error from this. I know I'm going to get an error for this because I can see it now, but I'm going to show you just to prove to you that if you do something wrong and you've got the options explicit, right, it will show you the error. But then I'm going to take out the options explicit. Save, alright. Debug. See, it's told me there's an error, alright. But if I take out this, alright, save it, debug. Oh, it's still showing it to me. Yeah, it's obviously it's the variable names that it won't do that on. So that's that. Alright, so let's just change that to sub, and we can save that now and compile it. Alright. So now what we want to do is we want to add something. Do you remember I said we need an artist ID for this? Now it's a subform. I haven't got the artist ID yet. So all I'm going to do is show you the actual this form works. Alright. So what I'm going to do is we've got 2 in there already. Let's go and get another one. Let's go and get another. Alright. So we want male solo artist. Alright. So you see we've got female solo artists. Solo artists, it should have been, I can delete that one later. Right, so if I do that, now also I'm going to change that for all up at lowercase. Right, you can see. Now if I click enter, so sale. Solo artist is not in the list. I don't know what I did there. Male. Oh, I've put S and I. Duh. Right. No. Undoes it. Right. So I can change it for M. Right. And let's go. Right. So now let's go. Alright, male solo artist is not an item in the list. Would you like to add it? Yes. Alright, and you see what it's done there? It's automatically propagated it for us. Now if I go to another field, it's going to cause me an error. Alright, it's going to cause me an error because I haven't got the artist ID. See, it's asking for the artist ID. Alright, so that'll be covered in the next lesson. Alright. So now let's go to the table. And artist types. You see our last one, number 4, male solo artist. Let's change that top one because we don't need solo artist in there. Let's change it for something else. Let's do female or male group. Yeah, let's do male group. Alright. Let's just use 4. Alright, let's just use a form that we created, which is artist types list. Alright, and edit that. There. Alright. So that's basically that. You've now got your artist types list. You can actually you'll be able to select types from, which is this form here. You'll be able to select as many types as you want for any particular artist. So if they're actor, actress, singer, songwriter, whatever you want, you can assign to them. Alright, so that's about that then. Thank you. Bye bye. Until next time.